What's up, kids?
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Snackcast.
Yep.
And we are porridging through, if that's a word, lies my doctor told me.
Porridging?
I don't know.
Foraging, not porridging.
Forging. It was
Little Miss
a mix
Muffet?
of, yeah. So, whatever. All right. What's the lie today?
All right, we read it to you. The lie. Red meat is not good for you, and eating more than a single small serving daily will increase your risk of colon cancer or increase your cancer risk overall.
Wrong.
Wrongo.
No, so I obviously I've gone strict carnivore before just to see what it was like. There's no doubt. I think when I really committed to it for 30 days, I think I lost 20 pounds in 30 days, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. It was crazy, right? So I totally don't buy that lie. But
right.
What's he say about it?
Really, just the World Health Organization has proclaimed red meat to be a probable cause of cancer in humans, right? So we've seen it all along, right? Red meat cause saturated fats. Saturated fats
right.
cause weight gain.
So what was yesterday's topic? I can't remember. But anyways, I know we were just talking about the food frequency
it's grains,
questionnaires.
Right? Yeah,
right.
Grains.
And he actually goes a little deeper into how these FFQs, the food frequency questionnaires, are put together. And he's like, literally, some of the questions will be, how many cups of ribs have you had in the last 3 months? Right. And he was like, who answers that? How do you cups of ribs? What does that mean? Right. And he goes a little further to say that, you know, when the it's not blind, it's not randomized, and when the survey taker knows that they're going to be handing this back to someone that's going to be making a judgment about them, that they tend to kind of fudge a little bit or overestimate or underestimate, right? So he was talking about, again, these FFQs and how unreliable they are to be making medical decisions or public guidance on, and that's exactly what the World Health Organization did.
And we've been eating meat for thousands of years.
Millennia.
Yeah.
Right. We've hunted herds to extinction and cooked them open flame, and that's all we did to nourish and sustain and survive.
And I got to tell you, I mean, I can tell you from a personal standpoint, my aunt developed severe Alzheimer's and dementia, right? And I mean, it was epically bad. And I go back and I really look at her life. I think she was razor thin, right? She swore off fats and meats, low fat diet, right? Was vegetarian, everything else. And I keep going back to, your brain needs fat. It absolutely needs fat.
Oh, the body, the brain.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it from butters and cheeses and, you know, I don't think milks are the way to go.
Right.
But red meat, you know, fatty piece of meat occasionally. Right. Your brain function needs fat.
And clean oils, all of that, right?
So, yeah.
So one of the other things he talked about in other studies that correlated red meat to cancers, he said one of them, it was another FFQ, but it was set up a little differently, in that they just, you know, asked these people how much red meat they ate and blah, blah, blah. And, he called them confounders. And he said confounders are when, and we'll correlate it in a second to smoking, right? But confounders, he said, we know, statistically speaking, that people who eat more red meat tend to have a little more liberal lifestyles anyways, not liberal politically, small L, liberal, and that they tend to have alcohol and they tend to have a cigar after dinner. And there's almost a lifestyle to having the big,
like you're saying, the co-founders, the confounders. They're other things that might lead more to
And he was like,
poor behavior choices.
right. And if you don't adjust for that,
Well, I mean, when was the last time you sat over the barbecue grill without like tipping back a cold one?
when I was 3, you know, so yeah, he talked about how they don't address confounders, and they don't, again, going back to whether it's blind or randomized and all this stuff. There are no RCTs, I think they're called, you know, to point to this. It's all kind of introspection, whatever. So anyways, he talks about smoking, right? And that that smoking demonstrated up to a 30 times more likelihood of developing lung cancer. And while
There was a definite link between smoking and lung cancer.
right. And he said, you cannot say definitely that smoking causes lung cancer, but it definitely
There's a high correlation.
increases the odds.
Right.
Right. I guess the only real studies that have been done, clinical studies, have demonstrated a 1.5 times more likely to eat red meat in cancer, right? And I guess I'm not a researcher, but he demonstrates in the book that researchers,
That's an anomaly.
if it's under 2,
Right.
they ignore the data.
Yeah, that's not even like
it's
relevant. Not even relevant.
right,
Okay.
right. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously, I eat a lot of red meat. I tell my wife, though, I'm like, you probably should be looking for a second husband soon. I'm getting up there in age, you know. So I don't know if any of
Got one on reserve order.
right, my lifestyle choices are gonna benefit me in the long run or not. But I do. I eat a lot of meat.
Yeah, and
In fact, I've gotten to where I don't like the non-fatty meats like chicken and turkey.
Even if there is a cancer link, right? Even if there is a cancer link, is it the red meat, or is it, or even the meat?
Right.
You know, you take a look at poultry that you buy at a traditional Publix that's not organic, that's plump full of hormones and everything, you know, everything under the sun, and that chicken is like this big.
Oh, dude, the chicken
right?
breast.
This
at
is
Sam's
chicken
Club
breast. I mean, it's like super thick, super big.
Came from a plastic surgeon.
Go over to Greenwise.
I made myself laugh.
Right? Go over to the Publix organic Greenwise and buy chicken breasts, and they are 2 small pieces.
Right.
And you're like,
So yeah. So what else is in it? I think
right.
you know you were talking about your physician was saying that it's not maybe the red meat as much as
Yeah, she's vegetarian and everything else, but you know, when you look at, and she's a holistic doctor, she's not a quote unquote physician, but when you look at she says, you know, I'm vegetarian, I eat whole plants, I believe in that. She's battling some autoimmune that she has got under control, but she said it's not so much the meat, the red meat is the issue, but there's a lot of the
commercial farming.
Commercial farming. What else is going into
feed them grains and wheats and hormones and steroids,
and they don't get to move. They get to sit in one spot.
antibiotics.
They don't graze, or if they're grazing over glyphosate. I mean, they're
Potentially.
eating Roundup. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, like,
So are plant-based meats better for us?
oh yes, wonderful. What a con that is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a follow the money gig. You know.
Yeah, let's go have one of those Impossible burgers from Burger King. Yeah, it's going to be,
It's the farthest from whole food.
It's like another chemical process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat red meat, but I'm going to eat this other chemical process. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I'd, try to go buy your meat, either you know where it's coming from, or you go to like a Whole Foods, a Greenwise, something like
something,
that.
man? My wife left for a girls' trip this morning, so I am Al Bundying it this weekend, and I am, just because of this Snackcast, I am going to go grab me a big fat ribeye and eat it for dinner tonight.
Organic ribeye.
Grass-fed, maybe? So, yeah, man, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
They can't scare me off of meat.
I think one of those everything in moderation things. A Whole Foods. I do believe in salads and some vegetables without all the crap that they put in it nowadays. So I think that there's.
Oh yeah, no, I like my vegetables.
But I absolutely believe fat is important to the human system.
Clean fat.
Yep.
Natural fat, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. You can shuffle us out of here.
We're out.
Questions, comments, concerns, hit us at snackcast@yes.fit.
Stay moving.
See ya.